Hello again, vinyl community. It's Matt here, and it's been a while, so I apologize for that. Yeah, I just haven't had time to do videos lately, but I'm gonna try to get back into it. It's just, you know, kids, life, etc. You know how it goes. But I wanted to make a quick video about Record Store Day, which was this past Saturday, so less than a week ago, and I did get a few records that day. Now, I don't usually really do Record Store Day. I may buy one or two records if there's something I want, but I don't tend to go even in the store on Record Store Day, let alone wait in line, you know, get up at the crack of dawn sort of thing. So I wasn't going to do that again. There was one record in particular that I really wanted. I was briefly considering getting up early. The store was opening 3 hours early that day, and I thought, maybe I should, but I knew they were only getting 2 copies because I'd already called them ahead of time, and I just thought, you know, I get there, even if I get there really early, what if there's 30 people, 50 people in line ahead of me, and the chances of me getting one of those, like, 2 copies suddenly goes way down, right? And I've waited in line all that time, and that was the main record I wanted. So I just thought, I'm going to order it online, give it to the end of the day, and there's going to be a bunch of them on Discogs, on eBay, and sure enough, I did pick one up on eBay. I paid quite a bit more than the retail, but that's okay. I knew there was going to be a price to pay for me not wanting to wait in line for it. So anyway, that album was Villains by the Verve Pipe, one of my favorite albums of the 90s. I do already have it on CD, but this was the first time it had ever had a vinyl release, so really wanted to get it. And The Freshman, of course, is the classic song on here, which I think was a minor hit in the UK, I think, but it was a big hit, by far their biggest hit in the US. They had quite a few other hits as well, and here's the back of it. That's what the retail was, at least that's what this particular store was charging for it, $42. It seems kind of high to me, I don't know. I paid $70 for it on eBay, just being honest about it. I figured that was going to be the case beforehand, so I was fine with that, you know. I knew I was going to be paying a premium for going in that direction, so to speak. But I actually did still pop into that record store later in the day. I thought, you know, I'm going to go along in the afternoon. Less pressure, fewer people. It was still pretty busy, but of course there's no line to get in by that time. And I did pick up 3 more records. One is a Record Store 2023, or Record Store Day 2023 release. One was a Record Store Day 2022 release, and one was neither. But I'll show those. Alright, this one, Belinda Carlisle remix. This is from this year's Record Store Day, and it's a UK one. You know, if you look here, we've got a UK date. It says Record Store Day UK on there, so that's kind of cool. And yeah, it's a bunch of her biggest hits remixed, and very tastefully done. I really enjoy this. It's on clear vinyl, which is, I mean, it's kind of cool. It's sort of neither here nor there in some ways. I don't really go in for the whole colored vinyl thing. I think it's a little bit hipster, to be honest, but you know, if it happens to come on colored vinyl, then okay, if there's no alternative, but that's fine, as long as it still sounds good, and this did sound pretty good. And as I say, very tastefully done. The mixes on here sound like they were of the time. So, for example, there's a remix by Shep Pettibone of Heaven is a Place on Earth, and Heavenly, I think this might have been from the 80s. I mean, Shep Pettibone was doing a lot of mixing in the 80s. I mean, he worked with like Pet Shop Boys, Madonna, and a bunch of people. But the mixes do sound like they're from the time, which is great, because my concern was that, is it going to be some ultra-modern remix that has this, you know, this sort of weird dubstep elements that get put in there, and I don't know. But I was very pleasantly surprised that, no, it sounds like the mixes were done back then. I don't know if they actually were, but that's what they sound like. The next one I got here, this is one, I took my daughter with me to the record store that afternoon. She saw this and wanted it, so I said, okay. It's Disney's Ultimate Hits, you know, the usual stuff on here, Aladdin and Frozen and Jungle Book, etc., Lion King. Target exclusive. Now this, of course, came from the record store, but I have seen it in Target before, and it was $30. I think that's probably not too far off what it would have cost in Target. I'm not too sure. That said, I know I just mentioned that I didn't really go in for the whole colored vinyl. I do like this. I think this looks really nice. I will admit. Look at that. It's sort of a almost like a marble blue. I thought that looked really cool. So, but the other disc is just some plain green. I can just about see marbling in it if I look carefully, but I have to look really carefully. That's a little bit strange. I don't know what that's about. Anyways, the last one I got, this is from Record Store Day 2022. At least I think it is, because that's the section it was in the store. They've got like an area for like the previous year's Record Store Day releases. And it does have a copyright date of last year, so I guess it is from last year's Record Store Day. And that is Live at Goodbye Summer 71 by America. And this is really in some ways more of an EP than an album. It only has 7 tracks on it because that's the set that they performed. You know, it's about a 30-minute set. 1971. Yeah, Live at Goodbye Summer. This was in it was in the UK. I think Mark the Hoople maybe was there, and a few others. Anyway, it comes with a CD too. The CD is identical to the record, but I thought that was a nice little bonus to get with it. So you have the option to play it on CD if you want. And this this concert was right at the cusp of them becoming big, certainly big in the US, because their first album, their self-titled album, was I think scheduled to be released but hadn't yet been released. And so there's a bunch of songs from there, like so Riverside. Well, I'll read off the whole track list: Riverside, Sandman, Sea of Destiny, Three Roses, I Need You, Submarine Ladies, and Everyone I Meet Is From California. So yeah, several of these are off the first album. Riverside is, I Need You is off the first album. I think Three Roses is too. Everyone I Meet Is From California, I believe it was a B-side. I don't think it's on the album. It was a B-side to, I think, I Need You. I think possibly. And actually, I Need You is really nice on here because normally that's a piano song, but it's on acoustic guitar with this in this concert, which was a very pleasing listen. So yeah, this sounds great. I didn't know what to expect. I mean, it wasn't that expensive. It was $25, which, you know, I thought was not the biggest risk if it didn't turn out to sound great. Because you never know, with some of these older concerts, sometimes the recording equipment used wasn't great. When you think about some of the Beatles ones, right? You know, the Hollywood Bowl and that, which sound kind of atrocious. But this sounded great. I was very pleased. Really good separation with the instruments. The vocals sounded good. So I would recommend this. I'm really pleased that I picked that up. All right. That's it. Those 4 records for Record Store Day. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys bought anything for Record Store Day. If it's something you tend to go in for. Like I say, I kind of don't usually, but there was that one Verpipe record I really wanted this year. So, and yeah, always appreciate everybody who subscribes. And until next time, bye bye.